Hey y'all, this is LaLa. Today we're doing some hay work. So here on LaLa Farm, part of the feed regimen for our goats is that we provide them with free access hay. We serve our goats a coastal hay, and hay is required for them because they need the long stem stimulus to help with the digestion, the rumen, that type of thing. But that's a whole nother video. I buy my bales in bundles of 21. I usually buy 2 bundles at a time. Part of the problem that we've had, we've tried several different things. I've tried giving them round bales, which is a little bit difficult because I don't have a round bale feeder. So in our previous videos, you might have seen where we had tried to do different ways to give them round bales. I don't have a round bale feeder, so I've had to set them up different ways. We had a lot of waste that way, and it actually was more cumbersome to try and do the round bales without a round bale feeder. So I squelched that idea. Even though I was saving money doing it that way, it was making it a little bit more difficult on me, and so decided not to do it that way any longer. So I went back to doing square bales, and that's what I'm doing today. Is I went and got the square bales, bringing them in, and I'm storing them. What we've done here is we have a kennel that was used when we first got Betsy for training purposes, and it's perfect because it's a 5x10 kennel. It's got a top on it that I modified by putting a tarp over it to keep the chickens off, which is a big part of the problem that I have with storing hay on the farm. And that was one of the problems I had with feeding round bales too, is trying to keep the chickens from nesting in it. So but with regards to storing this, I can fit 50 bales of square bales. So I just put it in there and keep it stored in there, and it's worked really, really well for me. Recently we started allowing the goats to come into the main part of the barn, so I was able to put my little Charter red hay bale feeders in here, and that makes it easier because it's right close to the bin. I can just bring them out and load them up, so that's the extent of that. This is why we did it this way. In the winter time, what I'll do is I will get a few trailer loads of square bales, and that's going to be a whole nother challenge because again, chickens, and the other issue is with letting the goats into the center part of the barn now. I won't be able to store loose bales out here like I did before under a tarp, because they always find a way. They always find a way. So when I first started bringing bales in, I free stacked them in the center part of the barn. I didn't have any animals in here except for the chickens, but I free stacked it, and when I did, then the chickens climbed on it, they nested in it, they tore it up, they pooped on it. If chickens poop on it, the goats ain't gonna eat it, so that was a disaster. So then I ended up getting this giant tarp to put over the top of it. Well, the tarp worked great keeping the chickens off, but it was a pain in the butt for me because every time I wanted to pull a bale, I had to move the tarp. As the number of bales decreased that I had, then I had this giant tarp that I had to refold and continue to, fight and maneuver around and stuff like that. So that was just a real big pain in the butt. And that's how I ended up using the dog kennel, was because we weren't using it at the time, and I got really frustrated with the chickens, so I got down to where I had about 45 or 50 bales, and I just shoved them in there to try and keep the chickens off from them, to save them, and it worked out great. It worked out really well. So that's how I've been storing my square bales. The problem I'm going to face come winter time is that I can't leave the loose bales out, and I'm going to have to find another way to store if I want to keep a large number of bales on hand for winter. So, but we'll face that bridge when we come to it. We've always got something going on here. So anyway, I'm going to start unloading this trailer.
all purpose when it comes down here. So.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean.
Not bad for a couple old folks, huh?
Woo! Thanks for all that help, Rick.
I tell you what, unloading those hay bales or something else.
Not bad for a couple old people, is it? Thanks for watching. If you got any questions about the hay or how we store it or how we use it, just let us know. And I will tell you that goats waste hay. It's just what they do. There's no way around it. A lot of people try a lot of different things, a lot of different feeders, that type of thing. But goats are gonna waste hay. It's just what they do. As you know, if you've watched us before, we got a concrete pad in our barn. Our floor's done in concrete. So one of the benefits of feeding them their hay and having it available to them all the time inside of the barn, where they can go in and out to the pastures anytime they want. The wasted hay is serving as a deep litter system inside of the barn. As they waste it, I spread it around some. The chickens help with that too. And then I put barn lime down on top of it to help with any odors or anything. We don't have any urine smells or anything out here because we do really well with putting the lime down. And let it build up for a while. Serves as bedding, serves as litter. They're good. When we clean it, we use it in Papa's garden. So.
All right, that was a really long wrap up.
Okay, well now I'm gonna wrap it up. So anyway, if you want to know any more about how we do our hay, let us know. Y'all be kind to each other.